All right, rappers that died on a drill. I don't know why I said rappers that died on. I mean, sort of rappers that died on drills. All right, so R.I.P. to.
There's a popular saying
R.I.P. to these rappers because they're technically dying on drills.
that goes, "Live by the gun, die by the gun." This saying teaches us that the lifestyles we choose to live can often have unintended yet predictable outcomes. The subject of today's video would come rappers that died while in the act
I know that guy. That's Lil Jeff. I don't know these two.
of trying to kill another person. But before we get into the video, please be sure to like and subscribe.
Alright, number 1. The life and death of Big Bucks ELO. I never heard of him, but RP. And I guess. Let's see how he.
Big Bucks ELO, real name Elijah McKinney, was from St. Louis, Missouri.
Damn, that's a
similar to cities
that's a fucking gun.
Like Chicago, Philadelphia, and New Orleans. Murder is commonplace in St. Louis. According to CBS News, it's the second most dangerous city in America. St. Louis has heavy gang activity going on, and ELO was involved. Yeah? He was a member of a gang called Big Bucks. Big Bucks primarily consists of 6 Deuce Crips, and they reside on Solway Avenue in North St. Louis. ELO was known for allegedly being a top shooter in his crew and was thirsty to go after his opposition. St. Louis, similar to many cities with heavy gang activity, contained many gang members that also rapped. ELO was a drill rapper, and his songs primarily served as disses to his ops and described his life in the streets. One of Big Buck's main ops is another crew called The Six. On December 5th, 2016, ELO lost a close friend of his named Rookie, named
a full breakdown,
who died as a result of a drive-by shooting. It's rumored that members of The Six were allegedly responsible for this.
I thought he was gonna just like say their name and then say the drill part. You know, maybe we should just get to that part, but still.
To KB,
I guess we got to see why they crashed.
Would go on a wild mission to kill him in order to avenge Rookie. That mission would ultimately cost ELO his life.
Get to that breaking news we are covering for you in North St. Louis.
All right, so if you didn't hear it because of me, they lost somebody named Rookie, so they went to go slap for Rookie, and that cost ELO his life.
Police telling us several people have been shot, and 3 of them have died. This happened just before 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Did the whole side crew die?
West neighborhood.
On July 29th, 2020, ELO, his friend named Day Sav, real name Dejan Nearing, and another friend named J2. His friend named
You couldn't even see the gun. The gun had fucking. The gun's anorexic. But the clip's thick, no Diddy.
Real name Dejan Nearing, and another friend named J2Z, real name Joshua Emerson, were in a stolen car riding through the 5500 block of Floyd Avenue at about 1:40 p.m. ELO was the driver, Daysav was in the front passenger seat, and J2Z was in the back. As they were driving, they spotted KB. Upon spotting him, they opened fire, shooting him multiple times. Members of the Six were in the area and started shooting back at ELO and his crew, leading to a full-blown shootout. People who lived nearby told police they heard non-stop gunshots. During this shootout, both ELO, Daysav, and J2Z were all shot repeatedly. In the aftermath, KB, ELO, and Daysav were all pronounced dead at the scene.
Alright, KB is the one that they first shot at. ELO is the driver, and I think the other guy was the passenger, or the other guy and the other passenger. Them 3 died.
B was just 22 years old.
That's crazy.
And
Where's
ELO and Daysav were just 18.
They slid. Doom, doom, doom. The other crew heard. That's crazy.
Years old. J2Z, who was 17 at the time, was taken to the hospital and ultimately survived his injuries.
So he survived.
The killers of ELO and Daysav weren't charged.
Let's go back. So we're gonna skip this too. So he eventually is gonna get charged with all the deaths. Eventually, long story short. All right, who's next? Not you. Like we didn't ask for you next.
Downhill when they got rid of cheats. We're bringing them back.
Oh, we're bringing cheats back.
Dozens of.
For always being willing to go on a drill and never hesitating to fire his gun. Achieve his goal of killing his bitter enemy, but suffer the ultimate consequence as a result.
All right, the life and death of Blumberg G's.
Blumberg G's,
real name
Anthony Watson, was from North Philadelphia. He was a member of a sect called Blumberg, also known as the Black Flags.
I was gonna see what kind
the Black Flags primarily beef with Zoo Gang, Diamond Street, and Burke Street /2418. Blumberg G's would eventually start rapping and built a reputation for himself in the streets. Most of his
like he's like 15, 16.
songs were about killing his enemies. He was known for always being willing to go on a drill and never hesitating to fire his gun. This mentality would lead to G's eventually getting charged with murder. On August 23rd, 2020, a rival gang member to G's named Little Ranger, real name Hayward Garrison, was in the 2200 block of Diamond Street just after 1 a.m. when a gunman pulled up and opened fire.
1 a.m.? What are we doing outside at 1 a.m.? Only people outside in the nighttime at 1 a.m. are people with no jobs and thieves and killers and robbers. Same shits.
Diamond Street just after 1 a.m. when a gunman pulled up and opened fire.
Outside at 1 a.m.
Little Ranger was struck. Then he reportedly ran to the corner of Van Pelt and Diamond Street where he collapsed and was quickly picked up by a passing vehicle. While the car was driving to the hospital, the occupants flagged down a police cruiser that was responding to the shooting. Little Ranger was placed in the police car and taken to Temple Hospital, where he passed away just after 1:30 a.m. at just 16 years old. Blumberg G's was allegedly the gunman in this incident. It is widely rumored that Little Ranger allegedly killed a Black Flag member named 40 earlier that year, and this is why Blumberg G's allegedly killed him.
Oh shit, I'm thinking that the guy was innocent. Damn.
Blumberg G's was officially charged for the 2020
I mean, why did I think that? You're outside at 1 a.m. Ain't shit popping outside at 1 a.m.
Ranger in March of 2022, and he was placed on Philadelphia's most wanted list. Rather than turn himself in, G's would go on the run. While on the run, he didn't keep a low profile.
That's never an option for them.
Similar to the rapper Take K, he continued to make music and post music videos on his YouTube channel, despite the fact that he was on the most wanted list and the police were looking for him. G's was on the run for over a year and was never caught. Damn. Ultimately, the police would never get the chance to arrest him, as G's would lose his life while attempting to kill one of his enemies. On May 31st, 2020,
I mean, you might as well, right? You're looking at life already, and you're free, and you're on the run. You might as well keep killing.
23. G's was sliding on members of Zoo Gang. In the
not Zoo Gang.
Block of North Woodstock.
Isn't Zoo Gang like fucking? Isn't Zoo Gang YBC doing them? Or Zoo Gang? No. That's maybe I'm right. Maybe is Zoo Gang, fucking Young Bucks.
Street just after 8:15 p.m. Once spotting some of his ops, gunfire erupted. In the aftermath, G's was shot once in the head and then rushed to Temple University Hospital. 4 hours later, he would succumb to his injuries and be officially pronounced dead at just 21 years old. Members of Zoo Gang would claim that they were the ones that killed G's.
Why would you want to claim that and you did it?
Tried to slide on them, but members of the Black Flags and people online would claim that G's was accidentally killed by friendly fire by the person he was sliding with. The truth of what happened has not yet been officially confirmed. G's was wearing gloves and a mask when he died, so it was clear that he was
that does happen a lot. People, trust me, man, you guys seen those videos. People, they be shooting and they just be closing their eyes, or they be or they'll be shooting and then the person next to him shoots like this. And the person behind him shoots like this, backing up. Like, niggas just be skipping and jumping and shooting and just running into that. Yeah.
Drill when it happened.
We know this one. I'll explain this one. Long story short, he slid on Trap City, and he's the only one that hopped out and tried to run down on them. Everybody else just washed, kinda. And he ran up, he chased them down, and then he got shot trying to run into somebody's crib and killed him. Bloodhound Jeff is a fucking demon.
To bloodshed. On March 16th, 2023, a beloved member of the Bloodhounds named Z Money, real name Zaire Nelson, was shot and killed. It is widely believed that Trap City was allegedly responsible for this murder. Little Jeff said in an interview that the death of Z Money made him see red and made him cold-hearted. About 3 months later, Little Jeff would allegedly avenge Z Money's death. On June 25th, 2023, a Trap City member named Leo, or named Jaleel Goins, had just gotten to the back seat of a Lyft ride in the 1300 block of West Taylor Street in Little Italy just before 9 p.m. when another car approached. Someone inside hopped out, walked up to the backseat window where Leo was sitting, and opened fire. Leo was shot multiple times and rushed to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead at just 19 years old. Little Jeff and other members of Bloodhound went on social media and pretty much openly confessed to being responsible for Leo's murder, and that it was get back for Z Money. Following this incident, Little Jeff would continue to kill. Little Jeff and Bloodhound used to be cool with members of BKN. In fact, there's videos of Jeff online hanging out with them. Well, everything changed after Jeff was allegedly robbed by BKN members for his watches. Chain. This made him want to get back at them as soon as possible. Well, he would allegedly do so in a horrific manner. On January 26, 2024, a BKN member named Monty, or named Ontario Williams, and another young man named Little Rob, or named Robert Boston, were standing outside of their school, Innovations High School, when a group of masked gunmen jumped out of two vehicles in front of the school and opened fire. The gunmen let off dozens of shots.
Yes, you heard correctly. These niggas slid to a school over a fake watch, hopped out, killed them downtown Chicago, killed them, hopped in the car, made a... Let's see if he's gonna show it. And then made a fucking... He's not gonna show it.
Striking Monty and Little Rob multiple times in the chest. Both were rushed to the hospital, where Monty would be pronounced dead at just 17 years old, and Little Rob would be pronounced dead at just 16 years old. Following this double homicide, Little Jeff went on social media, openly bragging about being responsible, claiming that he and his crew killed them because they stole from him. Jeff had already started rapping at this point, but he hadn't had that much success. Him bragging so openly about this double murder actually made him go viral online, and all of his
nigga's been viral before that murder.
Music began to boost in popularity. As his music was rising in popularity, and people began to learn of his story and claims of allegedly having over 10 bodies, Jeff's fame continued to grow at a fast pace. Despite his rising fame and finances, Little Jeff could never get over his bloodthirst, especially for members of Trap City. This bloodthirst would lead to his untimely death. On June 8th, 2024, Little Jeff was in the 6600 block of South Roads at 5:14 p.m. with other members of the Bloodhounds looking for Trap City members. Once they spotted one, Little Jeff hopped out of the car shooting and chased his victim into a house. Once he reached the steps of the house, someone within the house returned fire and shot Jeff in the chest. The shooter then stood over Jeff and shot him up to 15 times. The people with Jeff shot back, but it was too late. Once the gunfire ended, Jeff's crew transported him to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead at just 21 years old. The whole shootout was caught on camera, and the footage went viral online. A member of Trap City named Rob is believed to be the gunman that killed Jeff. Rob is currently locked up for a separate gun charge. He was not charged with the murder of Jeff.
I don't know, man.